The SNK World Championship has just wrapped up, and man, what a tournament it was. Throughout the last couple of days, we truly got to see how interesting the meta of KOF15 has become, and I have to say, I think the game is in a very healthy spot competition-wise, because unlike, let's say, a year, 2 years ago, where we were seeing Jenny and Cronin all the time, now we're seeing players pick different characters, different teams. There might be a little bit of crossover. Maybe both players are playing Geese. Maybe both players are playing Isla Hydern. But for the most part, there is a lot more character variety than normal. We don't have true amazing character variety, but if you go through the history of every KOF game, there has always been a pool of strong characters that are played competitively, and then everyone else is just kind of middling and just not really that great at top level. It's just how it is. It's kind of like Marvel vs. Capcom in that way. The character I was most surprised in seeing this entire weekend was Sylvie, because she was a character I really didn't expect much of. In KOF 14, she never really was that crazy, so when she came out in KOF 15, I kind of just overlooked her. I was like, oh, yeah, it's just same old Sylvie, but watching this weekend, she is incredibly solid. It's actually really impressive the glow up she's gotten. Speaking of glow-ups, Drzuul also is doing much better than he used to. The character came out basically non-functional, and he might not have made very high placings, but you saw him here and there doing some crazy stuff, so it makes me happy that SNK, even though we're 2 years in at this point, is finally getting a hold of their balance, and they're able to make adjustments that make characters more viable. I definitely have to bring up the elephant in the room when it comes to KOF though, as there was no announcement of a Season 3. Pair that with the later announcement, which I'll be talking about in just a second, means that KOF 15 will most likely receive a couple more balance patches, and then that'll be it for the game. I'm definitely disappointed, as I feel like KOF 15 is the best fighting game SNK has put out in recent history, but the game has had a great 2-year run. We've got a roster full of amazing characters. I kind of just wish they would add more, though. Out with the old and in with the new, because we're going to be talking about some Fatal Fury now. So, Fatal Fury City of Wolves, which I'm only now realizing initializes to FF Cow, or Fatal Fury Cow, which is pretty funny, is going to be the next entry in the Fatal Fury series. We got to see 2 trailers, one just a short little, I don't know. They were both kind of short and weird. I don't know why they just didn't do one trailer, because they did one trailer just with Terry and Rock, and then another trailer with more characters. It should have just been one trailer, but they show off system mechanics, art style, supers, stuff like that. You really can't gauge much from the gameplay side of these trailers, and I don't think it's worth diving into the nitty gritty of oh, what does this do? What does this do? Because the game's coming out in early 2025, which probably means January, February. It's just not worth talking about gameplay until people get their hands on it, which they will very soon when EVO Japan rolls around. The thing you'll immediately notice when you see this is that the art style is very distinctive in City of Wolves. It's got this cel-shaded comic book-esque art style, and I have to say this is probably the best art style SNK has produced. We've had the low lows of KOF 14, and now we have this, which looks rather pleasant, although is it on the level of Street Fighter 6 and Tekken 8? No way. But at the very least, it's got its own style, it's got its own identity. Obviously, SNK probably doesn't have the money to do ultra-realistic graphics, so they're not even going to try. They're going to do their own thing, which I really respect. Another thing that's worth mentioning is that the effects look a lot better in this game, too. I mean, it's been 2 years of KOF 15, and I've gotten used to the weird-looking orange juice projectiles and such, but again, I guess they're learning from their criticisms and making things look better, which is great to see. Something I will comment on is the lack of Fatal Fury in the trailer. Now, if you don't know what I mean by this, Fatal Fury is a series that has always had a lot of interesting mechanics, including things like lane switching and ring outs, and none of that is shown in the trailer, and it makes sense because in Garo Mark of the Wolves, the last Fatal Fury game before this one, it was a lot more of a straight-up 2D fighter with nothing really crazy, much more akin to Street Fighter. And it looks like they're going more in the direction of a Garo 2, instead of a Fatal Fury 4 or a Real Bout 3, which I'm definitely disappointed in. The older Fatal Fury games were a lot of fun because it had those elements of, you could dodge into the background, dodge into the foreground, or you could ring somebody out, or you could ring yourself out by accident. It was a lot of fun, and I'm definitely going to be disappointed if this game doesn't have them, but I understand that they want to make a competitive game and they want things to be competitive. So for the sake of competitiveness, but part of me is still sad about that. Just judging by the trailer, it's obvious they're reusing a lot of assets from KOF15, definitely for Rock and definitely for Terry. And I think that makes sense, you already have those animations made, just, make a new model and make it look nice, give some new effects, and there you go. You got a new character, cuts down on development time, a lot cheaper to do that too. And because of that, I think that we are going to see an absolute ton of characters in this game. So just to nail it down, we already have confirmed Terry, Rock, Tizok, Gato's sister, who I can't remember the name of, the new girl that was announced, and then I think we're gonna get Andy, Joe, Billy, Kine, Mai, Blue Mary, Yamazaki, and then probably Marco Rodriguez, and then the rest are kind of up in the air of what other Fatal Fury characters could return. Basically, every Fatal Fury character that appears in KOF 15 and 14 have a very high likelihood of appearing in this one. Honestly, I'm very cautiously optimistic for this one. Garo Mark of the Wolves is one of the best fighting games ever made, and it's going to be interesting to see if that can live up to its legacy. Although I can't force myself to be super excited. For one, this game comes out in a year from now, and two, SNK really botched KOF 15 with the lobbies not being... The lobbies suck, and the online not working great for a year, but now everything works a lot better. We've got crossplay. The lobbies still suck, but, the netcode works and everything. So I'm hoping they really, fix whatever problem they have on their networking side and the UI side, because that was very bland for KOF 15 too. And I hope that they just deliver a full product that is a great fighting game in 2025. Other than that, I really don't think it's worth speculating on anything else. We barely have any gameplay. We'll save that for the EVO Japan video when I talk about EVO Japan. Are you excited about Fatal Fury City of Wolves? Have you played any other Fatal Fury games? Are you as disappointed I am that some of the unique elements are gone? Let me know. But like always, have a great day, and bye for now.